Welcome to Jaed English Center.
Have you ever moved to a new place, full of dreams and excitement, thinking everything would be perfect? I did. My name is Sarah. I am 15 years old. My parents sent me to the city to study in a good university, far from our small village. The hostel looked safe. Tall walls, a strict warden, guards at the gate. At first I felt free, happy, excited. But soon, I discovered the truth, the whispers in the corridors, the midnight secrets, the fear no one talks about. What I saw behind the closed doors changed my life forever. And today, I am going to tell you everything. This is the story of the hidden nights of my hostel life. My name is Sarah. I am 15 years old, and this is the story of how I uncovered the hidden truth behind my hostel nights. When I first came to the city, I was full of dreams. All my life, I had imagined what it would be like to study at a real university. Back in my small village, opportunities were rare, and most girls never got the chance to continue their studies. But my parents believed in me. They wanted me to achieve more than they ever could. I still remember the day I left home. My father hugged me tightly, his voice low but firm. "Study hard, Sarah. Don't waste this chance. Make us proud." My mother, with tears streaming down her face, kissed my forehead gently. Her eyes spoke more than words: love, fear, and endless prayers all at once. That memory gave me strength as I stepped into the unknown city. The hostel was supposed to be my safe home. It stood tall with high walls, a security guard at the gate, and a strict warden who checked every bag. To me, it looked like a fortress of discipline. I thought, yes, this place will keep me safe. I can study without worry. At first, life was exciting. Everything felt new and fresh. The busy city, the crowded classrooms, the chatter of students. Inside the hostel, I found freedom I had never known before. No parents to scold me, no relatives to judge me, no neighbors to gossip. Just girls my own age, all chasing dreams like me. I made friends quickly. We laughed together in the dining hall, shared snacks when food was boring, and stayed up late to study or whisper silly secrets. Sometimes, after lights out, we would giggle under the blanket, making up stories until we fell asleep. It felt like a new world, full of joy and sisterhood, but slowly, cracks began to appear. Things that once seemed normal started to feel strange. I noticed how some girls avoided eye contact when certain seniors walked by. I noticed how others suddenly grew quiet whenever the warden entered, and then came the nights. That was when the hostel changed. I still remember my first night. As I lay in bed, half asleep, I heard faint whispers outside the room. At first, I thought it was just late-night gossip, but the whispers grew sharper, almost urgent. Then I heard muffled cries. My heart began to race. I pulled the blanket over my head, trying to block out the sound. But the cries didn't stop. They echoed through the corridor, soft but painful, as if someone was trying hard not to be heard. The next morning, curiosity burned inside me. At breakfast, I turned to my roommate Nadia and asked, "Did you hear anything last night?" It sounded like someone was crying. Nadia froze for a moment. Her spoon stopped halfway. Then she gave me a strange smile. Her voice was calm, but her eyes carried a warning. "Sarah, you are new here. Don't ask too many questions. Just mind your own business." Her words struck me like cold water. Why would she say that? Why should questions about someone crying be dangerous? From that moment, I could not ignore the feeling in my heart. Something was not right. The hostel that once felt safe now seemed to hide secrets behind its walls. Every smile looked forced, every silence too heavy. I told myself maybe I was imagining things. But deep inside, I knew the truth. Life in this hostel was not as innocent as it appeared. And soon, I was going to discover what really happened in the nights that no one dared to speak about. Weeks passed, and the hostel began to feel heavier with secrets. I noticed girls slipping out late at night. They left quietly in their normal clothes, but when they returned in the early hours, their faces looked exhausted. Their hair was messy, their eyes blank, and sometimes I saw tears glistening on their cheeks. One night, I saw Nadia quietly leave our room. She changed her clothes, put on perfume, and tiptoed out as if she had rehearsed it 1,000 times. My heart wanted to follow her, to find out where they were going, but my legs were frozen. Fear rooted me to the spot. Later, a scream pierced the silence from the room next to mine. My body froze, and I wanted to run to help. But before I could move, the warden appeared. "Quiet, or I'll throw you all out," she shouted. Then she glanced at me, her eyes sharp. "Back to bed, Sarah," she said. I realized then that the warden was not here to protect us. She was hiding something. The more I observed, the more I understood that this hostel had its own rules, rules that were unwritten, terrifying, and unspoken. One day, a senior girl whispered to me as I passed her in the hall, "Sarah, you are new and innocent. Be careful. Innocence doesn't last long here." Her eyes flickered with a warning I couldn't ignore. A few nights later, there was a soft knock on my door. My heart thumped in my chest. When I opened it slightly, 2 senior girls stood there, their expressions cold. "It's your turn tonight," they said. Fear shook me to the core. "I don't want to go." "I only came here to study," I cried, my voice trembling. They laughed bitterly. "Study? Do you think this hostel is about studying?" "Don't be so naive," one said. From that day, the threats became constant. Notes appeared on my desk. "Join us tonight, or pay the price." The warden's glances felt like warnings, and the whispers of senior girls followed me wherever I went. Nadia's voice, trembling in the night, reminded me, "They won't stop coming for you." Protect your heart, Sarah. I began to realize that the hostel had 2 lives, one in the day, full of laughter and study, and another at night, full of fear, obedience, and hidden power. Every night, my room felt smaller, suffocating. Every corridor seemed to watch me. I wanted to ignore it, to focus on my studies, but my heart knew I could not. This was no longer a place of learning, it was a place of survival. And I had to find a way to survive without losing myself. The fear continued to grow until one tragic event shook the hostel to its core. A young girl, barely 17, had tried to end her life. She was found in the bathroom, unconscious, her wrists cut. The hostel claimed she was sick, but whispers among the girls told the real story. She had been forced to follow the dark rules night after night until she could take no more. That incident changed everything for me. I realized I could no longer stay silent. I began writing in a secret diary. Every detail, the cries, the threats, the warden's involvement, and the suffering of my fellow girls went onto those pages. Writing became my shield, my voice, my small act of courage in a place where speaking out seemed impossible. Months later, my father came to visit. I clutched my diary tightly and whispered, "Papa, take me away. Read this when you are home. Please, just trust me." That evening, he left the hostel with me. It was the last time I saw that dark building, the place that had hidden so much pain behind its walls. When he read my diary, his face turned pale. Shock, anger, and grief filled his eyes. He went to the authorities immediately. Slowly, the truth began to surface. The hidden nights that had tormented countless girls were finally exposed. Investigations started, and justice slowly began to take shape. Now, when I look back, I remember those nights with pain, but also with pride. Pride that I spoke the truth, even when it was terrifying. Hostel life is not always what it seems. Behind laughter, freedom, and new friendships, there can be secrets that harm innocent lives. My story is a warning, but also a lesson. Parents must know where their daughters live and who is responsible for them. Girls must never remain silent, no matter how scared they feel. And truth must always be spoken, no matter the cost. Silence only protects darkness. Speaking out can save lives. Those nights in the hostel were dark, terrifying, and full of secrets. But I survived. I spoke the truth, and now the world knows what really happened. Hostel life is not always what it seems. Behind laughter and freedom, there can be darkness that destroys innocent lives. Remember this: parents must know where their daughters live. Girls must never stay silent. And truth must always be spoken, no matter how hard it is. Silence protects darkness, but courage shines light. Speak up, protect your heart, and never let fear control your life. Thank you for listening to my story. Stay aware, stay strong, and always trust your heart.